although highly debated, some people think Adolf Hitler might have been a chess player. In fact, there's evidence of a game played in 1909 between Vladimir Lenin and Hitler. While it's unsure if the game ever took place, there's a painting of the game which I'll pop up on screen. Again, no one knows, it could be an allegory of the events in the Second World War, we just aren't sure. Without further ado, let's just show you the game. There's quite good instructive value there too. Adolf Hitler with the black pieces, Lenin playing white. Lenin opens with e4, we see Hitler goes a6. And before you start clamoring, oh, this game is garbage, I'm not going to watch this, I'm clicking off the video. No, Hitler actually does show quite good theoretical understanding, plays some decent moves, and actually is quite a good game. We see Lenin goes d4 with the best moves. We see Lenin obviously quite a good chess player. And we see b5 by Hitler, striking back on the queen side. Maybe not the best move, but I mean, look at the eval. It's only 0.5 for white. White's advantage is not crazy here. These aren't completely garbage moves. We see knight to f3, and then Hitler decides to go e6. Because he transposes into relatively, I wouldn't say mainline theoretical position, but this is the French defense, St. George defense. I mean, just because an opening has a name doesn't mean it's good, but I mean, Hitler still showing some decent understanding, stopping white from quickly steamrolling him in the center of the board. See, Lenin continues with bishop to e3, a great move, getting a bishop into the game, very thematic of the Russian style of chess, remaining solid and developing his pieces to the best they can be. As Hitler decides to go c5, immediately striking back in the center. Of course, you cannot let your opponent control the full center for the entire game. You're going to have to address that at some point. Hitler chooses the moment now. After he captures, see Hitler's bishop has a bit of nice pressure on that f2 pawn, but Lenin quickly parries, blocking the attack, casting his king, doing two things at once. Always a great move, you can do two things at once. You see bishop to b7, putting a little bit of pressure, tickling per se that e-pawn. Lenin having absolutely none of it, plays queen to e2, and Hitler thinks, oh, he's moved his queen, I'm going to move my queen. Maybe that wasn't his reasoning, but he does go queen to b6, which I've actually marked as an inaccuracy. You think, why is that a bad move? Well, it's in fact because this queen isn't doing anything. This bishop is in front of it, of course, and also they're making a battery, but again, the battery, the two pieces together, are attacking this pawn, which is very well defended. So this move just isn't the best thing you could do with that tempo. Like, it's not the best thing you had available. You see Lenin decides to go a4, breaking up that structure Hitler put together on move 2. So Hitler responds by capturing, and Lenin shows a bit of class here. A touch of finesse even, playing knight to c3. Not immediately grabbing that pawn, threatening all sorts of things like getting knight in center, maybe forking these two pieces with a capture. So Hitler decides to push that pawn, leaving himself open for this fork, which, although not winning material, would trade off one of black's most active pieces. But instead he decides to capture, which loosens his knight a little bit, which Hitler immediately exploits. He decides to go queen to a5, hitting that knight, but again, removing the queen for no reason. We're just going to get the bishop out. Bishop is now on this beautiful long diagonal, and Hitler decides to go knight to f6. This is a mistake. Immediately allows e5. The knight should have gone somewhere else. Should have gone to e7, but no. Now it's getting kicked around. He decides to jump in the center, but after takes, it's not really clear what Hitler did with that move. Lenin decides to continue the attack. He's not going to let up. He decides to go knight to g5. And although I've highlighted here, Hitler's pieces look quite good. He almost has these like Horowitz bishops, these demon bishops bearing down on the king. But again, they're just not doing anything. They don't have enough support, and that queen is completely out of the game. He slides it back, trying to get it into the game, but you've just gone back to your home square. That queen could have been there, guarding knight g5. You wouldn't even have to move it. So you can see that inaccuracy in Hitler's play a little bit here. Lenin, again, continuing to play well, decides to go queen to g4, the best move in the position. Asking black a lot of questions here. He's thinking, I'm going to attack your king. I'm going to attack this weak g7 pawn. What are you going to do about it? He decides to go h5, counter-attacking that white queen, but Lenin just moves it. He attacks it again, Lenin just moves it. Hitler plays g6, which I actually marked as a blunder because it allows the brilliant sacrifice. Knight takes f7, giving up a piece. Of course, the queen is a hit, the rook is hit. You don't want to lose your queen. You don't want to lose your rook either. He decides to take. That's actually an accuracy because it allows mate in 8. Maybe try and find it, not give you too much time, but in fact, the best move is not to take with the queen. If you decide to take with the queen, that king is going to go out to f8. If you look at the eval bar, the engine hates that because now the queen is attacking on its own. You can't do anything. All you can really do is maybe go here and we get the queen trade, which obviously is bad, and you're going to be down a piece. So Lenin finds the best move, a little bit more unintuitive. Bishop takes g6, and now the king is stuck in a mating net. So Hitler decides to move his king around, a couple more checks follow. He manages to shepherd the black king to the edge of the board, and he delivers mate on g6 with the queen to get a stunning victory over the former German chancellor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.